think we're live. Hold on. Just got to make sure everything's working. Because, you know, shit be getting fucked up sometimes.
True story.
Okay. What's up, everybody? We're live. We're live. We're here with DirtyBirdPhoenix after, like, what, a decade or so?
In a minute.
Yeah. So where are you at now? You're in Phoenix?
Las Vegas.
Las Vegas. I'm sorry, Las Vegas. Okay. So you're still in Las Vegas? That's weird, man. I should have looked you up when I was there for CES.
Oh.
I've been back.
I avoid the strip.
Yeah, I hear you. No, but it's still, you know, it would have been cool. We could have broke bread and talked about phones and shit. You know?
Definitely.
What have you been up to, Dirty Bird?
Not much, bro. Went to EDC not last weekend, 2 weekends ago.
That's the electric, what is that?
Electric Daisy Carnival.
Yeah, that's like EDM music and shit. And
Yep.
Women with
Good
neon bikinis on and stuff. So you're still into that shit?
Men with neon bikinis, too.
Really?
Yeah.
You have a neon bikini you wear when you go?
No, not me.
Do you still DJ?
No, I haven't done that since Germany.
Really? Now you don't even dabble in it to just like get the feeling again?
No, the hardware is not cheap, and I enjoy going to the raves more. I enjoy going to that scene more.
Okay.
And that's DJing that versus DJing hip hop is like different animals.
Yeah, it's night and day. Because, you know,
yeah.
EDM's on a little bit of house in there. Yeah, I don't.
Well, and it's also like EDM, a lot of the really good EDM DJs, producers, they're basically producers. So they produce their own mixes and they produce, like, they're DJing, but they're not DJing just Lil Jon's thing. They're DJing their version of Lil Jon's thing.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool in the gang. Dirty Bird.
Yeah.
This is so crazy. Oh, dude, your name comes up so much on the show. Some people always asking about Jagon. They're always asking about you. You're legendary.
I'm just a man that used to talk on the internet.
Right. No, but dude, like, it may seem that simple. That's what I thought. Like, I'm just a dude on the internet talking shit. And then I go to the New York Comic Con and people want my autograph. And I'm like, what the fuck? This doesn't make any sense. You want my autograph? You want to take a picture with me? Okay.
I think like the older we get, the more we realize everybody's just a person.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
But like when you go to those things and then you meet some of the younger people and
it's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy, dude. Yeah, we always talk. I don't know if you've been on the site. I reposted some of those videos where you and John were arguing during Ghost Recon and Diablo, dude. I watch those videos occasionally. They still have me pissing my pants. John's like, I'm not like that anymore. I'm laid back now. You know, that's the old John. That's the old John. But you know, me and John. Go ahead.
I'm the same way. Well, I'm the same way, but like this part of that back then was like you're playing into it.
Yeah.
Like you're creating the entertainment that people are there for anyways.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
I don't think any of us were ever really that hardcore about it.
Right.
But when
No.
but when we got heated, it wasn't because we were actually heated. It was just because, oh, this is good content.
Yeah. What's up, Subgata? Yeah, it was great content, you know. But so you still gaming, or I know you're into tech. I know that's never gonna die. But you still gaming?
Yeah, I still play Apex Legends.
Oh
Still
Jesus.
play the crazy hard ones. The Dark Souls and
Mm-hmm.
Elden Ring.
What are you playing on?
PS5 Pro.
PS5. Oh, Pro. Check you out. I just sold my PS5.
Oh yeah.
I actually believe I sold it today. So I did a show a few weeks back that it was titled "I don't really need my PlayStation 5 anymore." So there's
Oh,
this thing that's been going on in the community when Microsoft started publishing games on PC. People were saying there's no reason to have an Xbox anymore, and I was always that guy that's like, yeah, there's a reason to have the Xbox because of their deep OG library and the original Xbox, the Xbox 360, those games you could still play on your Xbox. So, if
yeah.
anything, a reason to have an Xbox is to play your old library of games. You can't do that on PlayStation, right?
No, not really.
So, when Sony started publishing games on Steam and PC, like I was gaming less and less on my PlayStation. Like I literally played Demon Souls, Sifu, and a couple others on it. I was playing less and less. I spent all this money on this PlayStation 5. And I got a gaming PC. And I'm like, this thing is literally collecting dust. And I'm playing Titanfall 2 almost every other night on my Xbox, right? Last gen game, So I'm like, if I really, really, really want to play those PS5 games, I can play them on Steam. I can play God of War. I could play fucking the new Horizon game, So I'm
Yeah.
just like, but I'm not even playing those games right now. But if I want to go back to them, if I want to go play Spider-Man, Ghost of Tsushima, I could get it on Steam and play it on there. So I'm just like, and I'm at that stage.
It's not gonna be. It's not all of them though.
No, it's not all, but it's all the ones that I'm playing that I might
All the
play.
ones you care about.
Yeah, the
Okay.
ones I might play. Like third party cancels out. So what's Sony making themselves that, and plus Sony isn't releasing as many games as they used to. They used to have like 4 or 5 bangers a year. Now maybe 2, right? So I'm like, and I'm not, it's hard for me to say this, I'm not as gaming as much as I used to, but I'm gaming more now than I have in the last 10 years maybe, but not as much as I used to. But my Xbox is pretty much a legacy. It plays all my legacy shit and some new stuff because I got Game Pass. So I'm playing Raiders of the Lost Ark. I'm playing Expedition 33, but still it's mainly for old stuff. So then I got my PC, and then I got my MetaQuest for VR, which is my new addiction. So I'm like,
Oh really?
yeah. So I'm like, I'm not really gonna play this PlayStation. Why don't I give it to somebody else who's going to use it? So I sold it. So my PlayStation 5 is gone. I still have a PlayStation 4 though.
Yeah.
So I still have it. It's boxed up. But I'm just like, man, what a fucking change for me selling that PlayStation. And it took me a while from the time I posted that show to today, which was at least 2 months, to be like, yeah, I'm selling it. I'm done. And I sold it, and it's gone. And I was gonna get the Switch 2, not gonna get the Switch 2. Waste of money, not gonna do it. When it first announced it, I'm like, oh, that's dope. What they're doing, I'm gonna get that. Nope, I'm not gonna get it. Fuck it. I didn't pre-order. I'm not getting it. If I get anything else besides more VR stuff, it'll be probably an ROG or this Xbox branded ROG handheld, maybe, so I can play Steam games on the go. But that's it, dude. That's it.
Why not a Steam Deck?
Maybe a Steam Deck. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. I haven't really dove down that rabbit hole to see which one I'm gonna get. I might wait till I go to CES next year.
I think the next generation of them, the ones that'll be coming out either this year or early next year,
Mm-hmm.
are going to be the ones to look at. I think AMD's really gotten mature
Yeah.
with that hardware.
Mm-hmm.
And Steam just announced that they are making SteamOS compatible with specific AMD portable hardware.
Right. And there's also a rumor that Steam is coming out on Xbox. It's a really strong rumor now. Now, imagine if that shit happened. If you could install Steam on your Xbox and have access to the Steam library, which also means you'd have access to the PlayStation library that's on Steam. That would be fucking crazy. Did you return the PC case to Tor, Dirty Bird? He's got these guys. Let me tell you something, Dirty. These fans remember every fucking thing,
Crazy.
from the past shows, and I'm like, what? Some stuff like I have to jog. They have to jog my brain to remember. Like they remember all that shit because it was so funny to them, and it was so like, oh my god, that show was funny last night. I wonder if Dirty Bird returned that PC case to Taurus. It's just like they remember all this shit. It's fucking hilarious, dude.
I think it was the mouse that I was supposed to return.
It was the mouse he was supposed to review. And yeah, the mouse. That's when I realized that Dirty Bird is not a reviewer. He's not. He's not a reviewer. He's a talker. He's a talker. What have I gotten myself into here? And then you did the Bits of Tech podcast.
That you know what? Bits of Tech. We put a lot of effort into that.
Oh yeah.
Like, I'm sure a lot of people like think about it and they're like, "Oh, you're just talking for an hour," but no, like, me and Didios and Randon, we had a fucking doc for every show.
Yeah.
We went through, and fucking editing audio takes time.
Yeah.
And it's hard to like when you're scrubbing a video, it's easy to be like, oh, I remember this.
Because you can see it.
Because you can see it.
Yeah.
But in audio, it's just a fucking waveform.
Yeah,
so like,
yeah. Oh, 3 hours.
Like,
oh, fuck.
3 hours? Yeah, no, it's impossible to find.
Dude, I was so glad when I switched over to video because it just made things so much easier. And, once it's on YouTube, it's there forever. So it was just a bomb move. And my whole Warzone history has been 3 stages. So you had the first stage, and then that night that I quit, and then I brought it back and went up to episode 400 and ended it, and then brought it back again now with Warzone Aftermath. Smacked AB.
So you just live stream on YouTube?
Yeah. I do some game streams. I do the Warzone. I do tech. I still do tech reviews.
Nice.
Which we'll get into in a minute. We'll get into tech and phones and all that stuff. What's up, Smacked AB? And then somehow Killzone Jones entered the scene.
Yeah, Killzone Jones. That's a name I remember.
DJ Kill, dude. Did you? Now let me. I'm gonna. Did you know your boy, Randon, was on Survivor?
I did not.
He was on Survivor. Not this season, but the season before this one, I think he was on.
I knew he worked. I knew he was doing good out in Florida.
Yeah, he's still doing his thing.
You see photos and stuff, and you're like, that's the guy that's got the life that everybody wishes they had.
Yes.
But like, I'm personally glad I don't have it.
Yeah. Well, he's doing the car thing now, so he does all the car reviews and stuff, really high quality videos and stuff. And then he dropped a bomb on Facebook that he was on the Survivor. I'm like, holy shit! Somebody I know was on Survivor. This is fucking dope, right? So I watched it, and I'm not gonna. You need to watch it. You need to watch it and watch him on Survivor.
I'm gonna let you know right now. I'm not gonna watch it. I don't watch any reality TV.
It's not reality though.
It is.
They're on a different planet that season.
I don't think they are.
Anyway, he ended up having to get off early because he had an issue with his arm or his hand. So they had to take him off the show early. I was so pissed because it's like I wanted to spend the entire season rooting for him because I know him. It's like he was a fan. Yeah. He did Bits of Tech podcasts. It's like, and another funny thing about Survivor is years ago when that fireman from Cambridge won. My mom, who was still working at Harvard University, ended up she got to meet him, and she bought something for his daughter or whatever. It's just weird how small this world is, you know. It's crazy. Yeah. But speaking of tech, so what are you doing? I know you're still into tech. I know you're still into it. You got your Samsung watch on. Thank God you're with Samsung. Thank God.
Not Samsung.
Or is it Google? I meant Android.
It's even better.
What is it?
Garmin.
Oh, you're wearing a Garmin. See, there you go. Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
The battery lasts over a week.
Yeah. See, I get if I'm lucky, I get 2 days out of this thing. And you know.
This thing, it's more an activity and health tracker.
Yeah.
Like, I get the notifications from my phone.
Right.
But I don't have the apps on my watch, and like, legit, I don't want them there.
Yeah, I hear you, dude.
I don't want to be. So as long as I'm getting the notifications on my watch, and I get alarms, I'm good. I don't need any of that extra stuff. The battery on this thing lasts 12 days. It's got GPS.
Yeah.
It's got a flashlight.
Yeah, see, that's made for the adventurer. Well, it ain't gonna last that long. You put that flashlight on. So what phone are you using?
I've got the S24 Ultra.
Okay, good. That's what I have. Badass phone. Best phone ever created. It's so
fucking good.
Yeah.
I'm glad I got the S24.
Yeah.
The S25's nice, but there's just no reason to upgrade to it.
Yep.
I'm sure the S26 is going to be nice, but I'm sure I won't be upgrading.
No reason. If I have it my way, I will keep this S24 Ultra for the next 10 years.
This is the last one that the pen is Bluetooth.
Yes, that's right. Yep. Yeah. It's just like, it's the perfect phone, and I'm just like, because I work. I'm starting a new job next week, but we do iPads and iPhones at work. I hate Apple so much nowadays. I hate them. I'm like, Tim Cook, what the fuck are you doing? You know, every day I'm just like, and I appreciated when Steve Jobs was alive. I really appreciated Apple and their hardware and the things that they were doing. And nowadays it's just like, what the fuck is going on with you guys? And I'm just like, pfft.
I appreciate them pushing ARM hardware forward.
Yes. Yeah, that's nice.
But I hate their business practices.
Yep.
I hate the way their operating system works.
Yeah, it's horrible. You remember the days, or the early days of iPhone and Android? You were like, well, iPhone's easier to use than Android. I mean, even if you were an Android fan, you knew it was easier to get your mom and your dad on an iPhone. Now it's reversed. Android's easier to use.
I think that depends very much on the person that's using the phone.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Because and very much on the phone, because Samsung's gotten theirs to be super simple. So Samsung I could hand to anybody, no problem.
Right.
But the newer, do you have yours with the swipe navigation? Or do you still have the back button in the home button?
No, I use the swipe.
Okay. So I use the swipe too, and I think that it makes sense.
Yeah.
If my sister touches my phone, she's confused. She has no clue.
Once they took that button away.
Still has,
fucked everybody up.
She's still got the bar at the bottom.
Yep.
And my brother's got an iPhone, and he's got no idea how to use it. So I think it depends a little bit, but I whenever somebody with an iPhone has an issue, I'm just thankful that I don't know it.
Yeah.
Because
none
of the settings make sense in that.
Well, even the simple things. It's like, and I get into debates with Apple heads all the time, and I'm like, open up your voicemail and delete all your voicemails all at once. Can you do it? On your latest and greatest iPhone, the one that just came out, you still can't do that. You still can't select all your voicemails and delete them all at once. You got to do them one at a time. What in the fuck? Are you kidding me?
I don't think iPhone has T9 typing still.
What is that?
That's where you can just type a phone number, or from the number pad,
Mm-hmm.
you can use the like. If I was gonna type your name into my phone,
Mm-hmm.
I could use the. Let me. Where's
Oh,
my
the
phone?
what? Like when they have the little 3 letters, you can type it like there's
Yeah,
letters.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I know what
You
you're
can
talking about.
just type like instead of actually typing your name,
Mm-hmm.
I could just type 867,
Yeah.
which
Yep.
would be TOR,
Yeah, and it'll bring me
and
up.
automatically it'll
Mm-hmm.
bring you up.
I didn't know that was
But
called T9.
I believe that's what it's called, T9, and I'm pretty sure iPhone still doesn't do that. Correct me if I'm wrong. But
Subgate says T9 predictive text. Yeah. Oh, we got some. Tora, this is Snowman from back in the days. You probably don't remember me. Great to see the
I
Warzone
remember
back.
Snowman.
What's up, Snowman? Even in some form, which season? Oh, so Randon, check. So we're on season 50 right now for Survivor. So check 48 or 49. I think it's 49. But if you follow, you can follow Randon on Facebook and Instagram. But yeah, you got to watch it. It was so cool seeing him. It's like, I know that dude. I know Randon. I know.
And he looked good, didn't he?
He looked real good. He still looks good.
He always looks good.
Yeah. Subgator says, I have a Note 10 Plus. Don't know if I should upgrade or not. Androids just have so much more features. I thought Apple would have
If you have
somehow...
a Note 10 Plus, upgrade to an S24 Ultra.
Yeah, some form feature parity. It's just much more open. Yep. Yeah, I mean... Yeah, the iPhone takes a great picture, and it does great video. That's
The
all I
guy
can
that's
say
got
about
the
it.
Note 10 Plus, tell him to upgrade to the S24 Ultra. It's basically...
It is the Note.
It's the Note.
Yeah, it's a Note, and it's dope. What the fuck
And
is that?
I bet they could get it for super cheap right now.
Yeah, you can't get it for cheap because they're trying to get rid of all their stock because they want to sell the S25s. And the S26 is going to be announced this year. So it's crazy. It's crazy. I'm like, stop announcing phones. Just leave it. Just leave it for a couple years until you guys come out with some super holographic technology.
What do you think about the stupid new... No, okay, I should not have called it stupid. What do you think about Apple and Samsung's ridiculously thin phones?
I think it's dumb. It's pointless. It's absolutely pointless. Like, how can you even put something like that in your pocket? You know, and
Nobody asked for a thinner battery.
Yep, we never asked for
Everybody's
it.
for thicker phones.
Yes. You know, like why are you guys doing this? Why are you doing this? It's like you don't need to sell more phones. You know, make people buy the fucking the big dookie bulky ones, and stop trying to get us to you know, buy. Oh, get this version of the S25. Get this version of the Apple iPhone 16. It's like, it's stupid. This is all we need right here. This is it. Nice and thick. You can kill somebody with it. You know, if you need to, you can throw somebody, you can knock them out. I've dropped this thing several times. You know, I got my protector, and look at, see the greasy spot? I've rubbed that texture off from typing and putting in my code. I had to add this here. You know, yeah, I don't have a little spinny thing, but you can't beat a quality Samsung phone. Like you just can't. So
The thing that I've got on the back of my phone, you should look up.
oh, dude.
Search OHSNAP.
Snap. Oh, Snap. I think I saw them at CES.
Bro.
Yeah.
Look at how ridiculously thin that is.
Yeah. They were they had those. Yeah, they had, because I'm like, well, what is? Oh, it's the thing you put on your phone. I don't do that thing, you know, where you can hold it with one hand. It's just not a thing for me.
So I don't normally use this, but like if you're out and about, just having that extra little bit of it makes it so nice.
Well, you know what I do now. So let me get back to the watch first.
I'm sorry, the watch. Yes,
I'm not a watch guy. Never been a watch guy. I tried to be a watch guy, but I'm like, you know what? I'm getting older. I'm tracking my steps. I'm tracking my health. So I got a Fitbit, and I didn't like the way the Fitbit worked with my Android. It wasn't an ecosystem. It just didn't work the way I wanted it to. I didn't like it. Yeah. So then I said, you know what? Maybe I should get a Samsung watch and that'll be a better ecosystem. I can still track my health, and this is the most I've ever worn a watch, just because it's a complete ecosystem. And then I completed it some more when I got these, the Ray-Ban Metas. Okay,
Nice.
these things come in handy for when, like, because you know when something cool happens and you go and you pull out your phone and you start your video, and like when I see something crazy happen, just click record, and then I stop recording, and it stores it on my phone, and I could upload to social media. I love it. It does live translation now, and my voice in my glasses is Judi Dench, so I feel like James Bond all day. Charge your glasses. 15% left. Yeah, like Garmin makes good stuff. You know, like if you are a real outdoorsman, a real adventure, Garmin's the one you get. And Garmin works with both iPhone and Android. So, and yeah, you get more battery with a Garmin, longer lasting battery. I get 2 days on this watch. That's it, 2 days, and all I'm doing is wearing it. And I turned off my text notifications and my phone notifications because that was driving me crazy. When people would send me a lot of text, it was like my wrist was like blam, blam, blam. And then when somebody would call, it would show up on my wrist. And I'm just like, which was cool because if I didn't want to talk to them, I could just, you know. But I'm like, no. So I turned all that stuff off. I still only get 2 days. But after the 2 days, when it doesn't totally die. It goes just to the time in like black and white in this cheap little font until the battery.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
In the battery saving mode.
Yeah.
Have you thought about upgrading to the Ultra?
The watch?
Yeah.
No. Well, I just got this one. So this is the 7. And I was thinking about getting the one with the bigger face. I was thinking about it, but I'll wait. I'll wait a couple years when they're really cheap because my first Samsung watch was only $150. It was not used, but manufacturer. What do they call it? Refurbished, and I got it off this Tech for Cheap site for $150. And then I traded it in for this and got $150 back for it. So it was worth it. So at some point I might go for the bigger face, the larger face with the dial that I can turn and do all that other cool stuff. But I'm not there yet though. But who's that? Freddie, what's up? Damian White, the real D White, motherfucker. Yes. What's up? So yeah, lots of Samsung fans here, but the Apple heads will still tell you Apple's more popular, and only because you can see different colored bubbles in the chat. That I'll never figure that out. I'm like, what fucking difference does it make? What difference does it make? Come on.
Apple makes very anti-competitive decisions.
Yes,
in the marketplace.
yes they do. Yes they do. I don't get it, and I'm like. I do crazy stuff. I say, okay, grab your iPhone without looking at it, just hold it out and open the camera. They're like, huh? I'm like, you can't just grab your phone and open the camera without looking at it? Like, and they're like, and they can't figure it out. And I take my Samsung, I'm like, doop, camera, open. Now, there is a way to do it on the iPhone, and you can set it on the iPhone so you can double tap on the back and have it open the camera, but it's not a default setting, so you got to go in and configure it.
I think that's an accessibilities or something.
It's an accessibility feature. Yes.
Which is like, why aren't you shouting this as loud as?
I don't know. I'm still waiting for them to fix the voicemail deletion thing. Every time they do a new iPhone launch and they get everybody saying ooh and ah over technology that's been available for 3 or 4 years on Android, I'm like, can you fix the voicemail thing? It's hilarious.
Not catching up to them.
Yeah, slowly.
No, it's been hitting them hard.
Really?
So their advertisements for iOS 16 about Apple Intelligence.
Yes.
They've had to remove a lot of that marketing because none of it was delivered. Also, what just happened with Fortnite.
Oh, didn't they
They
have?
got slapped. They got slapped on the wrist very hard. So basically, the law that, or the ruling that they were given,
Mm-hmm.
they're like, we're gonna follow this in the most bullshit way possible.
Mm-hmm.
And so it came back to the judge, and the judge was like, it's been months. Why haven't you done our rulings?
Right.
And they're like, we did. And she's like, no, no, no. That's not in the spirit of the what you were given.
Right.
Go back and fix it. So they went back and came back to the judge, and the judge was like, look, not only have you not done this,
Mm-hmm.
you've basically ignored everything the courts told you. So now you're not allowed to tell people whether they can put links to other payment processors.
Systems, yeah.
So every single company can put links to outside payment processors now because Apple fucked around
Yeah.
and found out.
Because didn't Fortnite get pulled or something like that? Didn't they pull it? Yeah.
Yep. They took it off the App Store,
Mm-hmm.
and then Epic sued Apple.
Right.
Epic lost the suit,
Mm-hmm.
but won a couple small parts. But because Apple was being such a bitch about those small things,
Mm-hmm.
it came back and bit them in the
Yeah.
ass.
Yeah.
So now anybody can.
They just want to force people into the Apple Store.
Dude, go and read the judge's ruling. It is scathing.
Good. That's what they needed.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Well, yeah, I mean, you heard. So when the whole world was adopting the USB-C and Apple still wanted to do their little lightning cable thing, and EU forced them into USB-C, it was music to my ears. It's just like,
I was so happy.
I'm like, all Apple, like Apple, Apple's pulling the Sony, because this is the same decisions that fucked Sony years ago with electronics, is they want to do their little fucking proprietary shit so they can make money off it. Apple wants people to keep buying fucking lightning accessories, this and that, but the whole entire world standards USB-C. And EU said, fuck you, you need to do USB-C.
And I'm pro this
Mm-hmm.
because the USB-C standard was far and above a much
Right.
better and open standard.
Yes.
I would not be for this if they were making us go backwards
Right.
to, so just so anybody who's watching isn't like, well, you know, they shouldn't be forced. What if there's a better standard that, yet they could have made a better standard.
Right.
In fact, they did.
Mm-hmm.
They made Lightning,
Yeah.
and USB had to go
Right.
get better.
Yeah.
That's the thing about competition.
Mm-hmm. When Lightning came out, and you could put it any way, you could put it any way into your phone, I was like, oh, this is what needs to happen to USB. Right? I'm like, because USB, you always had to, take your phone and make sure you lined it up right. And I'm like, why can't they do what Apple's doing? Then USB-C came out. I'm like, oh, yes, let's fucking go. And
I believe the European Union's rules were any mobile product, not mobile like mobile phone, but like mobile,
yeah,
has to have a standard charging connection of USB-C.
Yep.
So earbuds have to be USB-C.
Yep.
Headphones have to be USB-C.
Game controllers.
Yes.
Because even China, a lot of Chinese electronics still come with the micro USB. There's still stuff out there, but even the Chinese companies like Beitong here are starting to go with USB-C. It's just better. It charges faster. It's easier to use. I'm like, come on, Apple.
No, it's not. It's no more expensive even.
Right.
USB-C is probably cheaper to use than micro USB-C.
Yeah.
Unless the company already owns the micro USB connectors.
Right. Nightmare. Wow, is that DirtyBirdPhoenix?
The voice you can't forget.
Wait, so wait, Real D White, you traded in a 6 and got it free? Traded in what's a 6? Fred, his voice is the best. They all miss your voice, Dirty. Who'd have thought?
Yeah.
Like when you fell off the house and smashed your throat. Who would have thought? Did you ever think? Like there must have been a point where it's like, oh my god, my voice has changed for the rest of my life. I don't know how I'm going to deal with this mentally. And then everybody loves you because your voice. They love your voice. It's so unique. It's so you. Like if your voice changed over the years and it went back to what it was before you had your accident, I don't know how I would deal with that. I don't know. Like it would be so weird. It would be so weird.
Yeah.
Oh, Galaxy Watch 6. Okay.
I don't know if I could do that. I don't know.
Well, I mean,
I like my voice.
yeah. I mean, yeah, and it probably wasn't that much. Was it that much different before?
No, it was way
It
different.
was way different. Was it deep?
It was a normal voice.
Mm-hmm.
There was no rasp,
Mm-hmm.
and I had like much more control,
Mm.
like Jim Carrey levels of control.
Oh, okay, okay.
But now it's like just straight monotone.
You got that Jim
raspy.
Carrey haircut going on right now. From it's funny because when
We're
I
all
was
gonna keep our youth in one way or another.
yeah, well, yeah. I mean, you still look good. You still. How old are you now?
43.
43. How's it feel, man? You doing any old man shit yet? Putting underwear on backwards?
I went to EDC 2 weeks ago. I'm not the person.
I'm not talking about what you love to do. I'm talking about old man shit, like waking up and you got a pain in your back. You're like, where the fuck did that come from? I didn't do anything yesterday. You know, that shit.
I get that on weeks that I've done nothing, and then like some weekends I go to EDC and no problem at all.
Yeah.
Growing old's weird.
It is weird. It's funny. And the other day, so I do a lot of fishing, and my friend got rid of his 4Runner. So I drive a Toyota Tacoma, and he had a 4Runner. You know, they have the rear view camera, and it's up higher. And I've had he's got this tiny little BMW X3 now that he's pulling the boat with. And we went to launch, and I can't, because I was so low, I couldn't see shit. And one of his side view mirrors wasn't working, so I couldn't adjust it. So he had to help guide me into the water. And then the next week, which was this past weekend, I'm pulling out of the spot to go get the boat out of the water, and I'm backing up. I can't see how big this trailer is next to me, right? So I'm clear, and I start whipping the wheel, and all of a sudden, whoosh, I hit the fucking trailer next to me. So I get out, and the license plate and the battery or the brake light was bent a little bit on this guy's trailer, but it wasn't really any major damage. And I look, and I can't figure out where I hit it on the BMW, and the front bumper was all scraped up. And I'm just like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Why is this happening to me, you know? And I'm like, why did you get rid of the 4Runner? I can't see shit in this car. He's like, you're old. I'm like, I know. I know. I get it now. But it's a plastic bumper, so it's an easy fix. But I'm just like, Jesus fucking Christ, what's going on with me? And my big ass fucking...
the age where you're starting to say, they don't make things like they used to.
They sure don't. and in my Toyota, I whip that thing around like it's a fucking Yugo. Like it's this huge extended bed truck with all this shit all over it, and I could get into the tightest spots. I could do all this stuff. I got into that X3, my whole world just went topsy-turvy. It's just so weird. But getting old, some serious shit, man. You really have to combat bad health as you get older. You have to like get rid of old habits and shit, you know, and start doing things better. You know, it's really crazy, and time just flies by.
I imagine that the amount, or not the amount, the way that you cook food has vastly evolved over the last 10 years.
Oh, dude. I went carnivore last year in March. So,
yeah.
High blood pressure, diabetes, and obesity, right? Typical. I went because I did vegan. I tried that vegan shit. It's not for me. Dude, I would sit in a restaurant looking at a menu for like 20 minutes trying to figure out what the fuck I could eat that's vegan. And all that did was force me into more pasta, more breads. And I'm like, how do vegans fucking do this shit? Like, I couldn't do raw vegan. There was no way. So I started doing research on carnivore. So I went carnivore. So I did a 3-day fast, right? Nothing. And then I went hardcore lion, which was just steak and hamburger and butter and bacon and water. That's it. I lost 40 pounds. I went back to my doctor, and because my doctor didn't know I did it. And I had done it for 3 or 4 months before I saw my doctor. I went back to my doctor, and I told him I went carnivore, and I haven't taken a single medication since I went carnivore. So he took all my readings and my blood tests or anything, and he says, well, you don't need to go back on any meds. So I was managing my health without the meds now better than I was with the meds. So I did that hardcore, and then I started going in a little bit into dairy. So I drink, grass-fed milk, and I eat cheese and stuff like that. Once in a while, I'll go a little bit off and have something. I might have a piece of bread, like a croissant or something like that. But I've been able to maintain that 40-pound weight loss for the last year and a half now. And it's I don't take any more meds. I still take supplements, but it's like, these are the things you got to do. And it's like, I really wish I knew about this shit years ago, but whatever.
I think that the carnivore diet is a good way to kickstart your body, kind of like ketosis.
Yes.
Or kickstart it into just burning fat.
Mm-hmm.
But once you get to a point where you're happy, or I believe that you can start bringing vegetables back in.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So like having salads, tomatoes, and it's more about, at that point, I think it becomes more about eating raw foods as opposed to like processed foods.
Yeah. Like, that's the thing. Like, even if I didn't go carnivore, if I just stopped eating processed foods, it would have probably done the same thing. It probably would have done the same thing. Problem is, and this is what I tell people about salads. I'm like, you ask anybody who eats salads, you like salad because you have cheese on it, bacon bits, croutons, you put all that stuff on your salad. That's what you want to eat. You need that. You want that flavor. Nobody just puts green leaves in a bowl and just eats that without any sauce or dressing or any of that other stuff. I'm like, that's the problem with salads, is you're putting all that dressing and all that garbage in there so that at least the salad tastes good. It doesn't taste like solid water,
You know what? Have you ever tried a Greek salad?
Oh, dude, Greeks are my favorite. Of the salad world, Greeks were my favorite. So we're in Boston. So every sub shop you go to makes a bomb ass Greek salad, or a Greek salad with steak tips. Really good steak tips or chicken on it. Holy shit. And they use the Greek dressing, which isn't as bad as most of the other dressings out there, and some feta cheese. Holy Greek salads are the fucking bomb.
Yep. I think I prefer Greek salads to any other salad. In fact, like when my sister makes regular salad, and we've got the cucumbers, we've got the tomatoes, we've got the feta cheese.
Yeah.
I'm just like,
yeah.
All right. She'll get the ranch out, and I'm just like, nah, I don't need that.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I can't touch it now, and I'm a label reader now too. I'm a label reader.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of people don't know, like, when you go to buy sour cream, the only thing it should have on there is cultured cream. If it has more than one ingredient, you're putting a bunch of garbage in your body. And I'm like, holy shit, I never knew this before, But I walked down my 17 flights of stairs, and when I got to the bottom, felt like I twisted my ankle. Nightmare. Have a great show, guys. I remember Dirty Bird was telling the story of his accident too. I think it was John Shaw, and hated greatness, started laughing. Each time Dirty told the story, hated laughed uncontrollably nonstop. I think people laugh when Dirty tells the story because it's not like he's traumatized by it. He's like, how did my voice get like this? Oh, I fell off a roof and smashed my throat on a rail. And it's just like, yeah, well, that's how it happened. You know, it's just like
the number of times I've been placed in AFAB in a random house. You okay, bro?
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah. Fell off the back 20 years ago. Nothing to worry about.
Yeah. And then like me, I'm a visual thinker, so I picture it. And like you went your arms are in the back and you're just falling head first and you got your head like this. Bam. Oh, you tumbled? What was it? How many stories was it?
I fell off the 3rd floor balcony.
Oh,
so
shit.
here's me. So watch, here's my head, right? Fell off the 3rd floor balcony. Head's down, feet are above it. My head came in the 2nd floor. And I landed on the railing.
Holy shit.
I basically...
Yeah.
Yeah. I fell off.
What were you doing? Were you doing construction? Or were you doing EDM dances up there? What were you doing?
I was playing drinking games.
Oh.
And receiving bad news. And getting pissed off at a girl.
Oh, Jesus.
And I'm 6'4", so leaning over the railing for me is not as safe as leaning over the railing.
Yeah. Because you're tall enough where you're going to go over. That's why I have that same issue.
To be fair, I also tell that story in a very comedic, like, I've told that story so many times.
Right.
Like, it's like if I needed to do a type 5 on a comedy set, I could just go up and tell that story.
Right.
Because I've worked that story. I know how to do it. I know the timings to get the right laughs. I know the words to.
Yes.
I know the things to say and how to like say it so that I'm leading the listener to one thing, and I say something else that they're like, "What?"
Yeah, that's why I Hated Greatness used to laugh. That's why John Shaw used to laugh. That's why everybody laughed, because it's like, holy shit, you fell off a fucking roof?
And I tell that story so dry.
Yeah.
Like, there's no emotion.
It's like, yeah, I woke up and made breakfast. I fell off the roof. You know? How's your sister?
She's good. She's still living with me, but still good.
How's your mom?
Mom and Dad are in Kentucky.
Okay.
They like an hour outside of Nashville.
Mm-hmm.
So right there on that border.
I was in Nashville.
So,
I went and visited my girlfriend's kids who were living in Nashville at the time and going to school.
I think weed's legal in Nashville now.
Probably. I wasn't too comfortable there. So I was, but I wasn't, because there were some places I wanted to go. I'm like, I should go into that bar and walk in like Eddie Murphy. Where are the brothers at? This isn't a very popular place for the brothers. You know?
I forgot about my white privilege.
Yeah. He's like, what are you talking about, Torrance? You just walk in. That's it. I don't get it.
No, the bars on, what is the name of that street?
Yeah,
like
with all the bars. So here's what fucked me up. So we're driving down Nashville at 10 o'clock in the morning, driving down that street on a Sunday. And every bar is popping. Packed with people, live music, DJ'd music, every bar on a Sunday morning at 10 a.m. I was like, what the fuck? They don't even do that shit in Vegas. I'm like, I like literally every bar we passed on a Sunday at 10 a.m. was just filled to capacity and just party hard. I'm like, so this is the Nashville they talk about. And all I wanted was some Nashville fried chicken, hot chicken. And the place that has it, that popular place down there, they had lines out the door. And I'm like, we don't have an hour to wait. Yeah, dude. You literally have to camp out to get that hot chicken. But we did find, so I'm a barbecue aficionado, and there's a place up in New Hampshire called Messy Mike's. Best barbecue I've ever had. Ever.
What kind?
Brisket. Smoked chicken.
No, style.
Oh, I think it's, correct me if I'm wrong, Kansas style when you don't put sauce on
Kansas
the
City.
ribs. Yeah, is that the one?
Oh no, no, that's I think Texas.
Are
I
you
think
sure that's
Texas is the dry
Texas?
rub.
I thought it was
Kansas
Kansas.
City does have
No,
sauce.
you're right.
We
Kansas does have sauce because they're popular with the yellow sauce.
mhm.
Yep,
We
and
got the yellow
yeah,
Gates barbecue.
yeah. So that's like I'm a dry because of my health.
Dry rub's awesome. Yeah.
Like barbecue sauce has a bunch of bad shit for high fructose corn syrup. So I created my own rib rub for my ribs, and my
Nice.
ribs are dope. So I go to this Messy Mike's. Messy Mike's is the fucking shit. Like they knew us. Like when we rolled up after going fishing, they knew who we are. They loved us, right? I went down and because we go to all the barbecue places in New England, and nothing was as good as Messy Mike's. I go all the way down to Nashville. You go to this place in Nashville. I forget what the name of it was, and I'm like, holy shit! This place is just as good as, if not better, than Messy Mike's. And we were there for hours because we were waiting for flights to come in. We had nothing to do. Holy shit. Barbecue was so fucking good. I'm like, you've got to be for their fucking chicken, their ribs, their brisket. Everything was top tier. And I'm like, well, I am in Nashville, Tennessee. It better be top tier. But that's how far I had to go. I can't
Was
remember
it a hole in the wall?
No.
Okay.
It wasn't a. I can't even remember the name of it. But if I go to Google Maps and I look at my timeline, I could probably find it for you. So this was last year. It begins with M. When did we go? Was it August? So if I go down to Nashville, Tennessee, I love Google.
Dude,
I gotta find it. Oh,
people act all scared about Google keeping their information, but
that's just ridiculous.
the location tracking actually saved me from a bank fraud.
Oh yeah, dude. I live and die by Google. It's called Martin's Barbecue Joint. Okay, Martin's Barbecue Joint. It is the fucking bomb. If you're ever in Tennessee, go to Martin's Barbecue Joint and don't plan on doing nothing for the rest of the day. It was the fucking bomb, dude.
I think Tennessee does both. Like, the nice thing about Tennessee is it's kind of equidistant from the three major barbecue types.
Yes, yep.
So you could get Kansas City style, Texas style, or Carolina style.
Yeah. And now Carolina, that's the one that uses a lot of vinegar in their sauce, right? Yep. See, I know my shit, Dirty. Let's see. The real D White says it's way better. Scan the barcode on whatever food you buy, and it tells you if it's bad for you or not, and tells you all the ingredients. Oh, okay, yeah.
I know that app.
What's the app called? I want to check that out because it'll save me from holding the fucking box or bottle up to my eyes for fucking 10 minutes reading all the label looking for some weird shit.
Yeah.
So
I don't think I have it installed.
I gotta find that. Switch 2. Did you hear the Switch 2 pre-orders got canceled? They've been randomly canceling Switch 2 pre-orders, and I knew this was going to happen because I knew that they were not going to meet the demand. They were not going to be able to meet the demand. I knew it. I'm like, I'm not even getting into this shit.
Wait. Who's canceling?
I think
because I know that the day after pre-orders, Target canceled some. And I've heard that Nintendo themselves canceled pre-orders.
Yes.
But I haven't heard any of the retailers.
I didn't go through the list of retailers, but I think the story I read was Nintendo. It's because it's real simple. They're not going to meet demand on that day one because when they got the pre-orders from overseas, it was just unreal how many people pre-ordered that shit. Unfucking real. And I'm like, and I'm praising the hardware. I think the hardware is beautiful and all that stuff. I think what they did with it is just awesome. They didn't do anything wrong with the Switch 2. A lot of people are complaining about the $80 games. I can't. I don't really care that the games are going to be $80 because, like I tell people, before a lot of these people were born, I spent $80 on Street Fighter 2 Champion Edition for the Sega Genesis. I spent $60 on Strider. I'm like, those games back then, those cartridges were fucking expensive.
They were. I have always been in awe of how inexpensive gaming as a hobby can be.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, people act like it's crazy expensive, but like,
it's really not.
If you think about it, let's say console averages out to $500,
mm-hmm.
and you get another $500 worth of games over 5 years.
Yeah.
Maybe 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
That's way cheaper than going to the bar.
And then you throw in Game Pass. Oh yeah, it's just right. You throw in something like Game Pass fucked everybody up because like Game Pass for me is because I'm not really into the games market as much as I am. I wake up one day, I turn on my Xbox. Oh, Indiana Jones is available for download. Click. And I didn't pay that $60, $70 for Indiana Jones. It's worth the money. Even for the few games that Claire Expedition. Expedition 33. I don't play RPGs. I probably would have never played it. I wouldn't have spent money on it, but because it was part of my Game Pass, I'm like, holy shit, I need to get back into these RPG games because this is pretty dope. Meanwhile, I spent $70 on that fucking stupid Monster Hunter game and missed the refund window. So I'm like, no, I'm done. But yeah, I'm like, I was really shocked at what Nintendo did. I originally said I was going to get a Switch 2 because I liked everything they did with the console. I thought it was dope. The $80 games didn't bother me. But I just didn't feel like spending $500 on another Nintendo console. It just hit me one day. And then when they said you had to spend money, buy a service to be able to use the chat button, and I'm just like, even though I probably wouldn't use it anyway, but I'm just like, come on, Nintendo, what are you doing? What are you doing? So I'm just like, I don't want it. I would rather take that money and buy more DJI stuff or more VR stuff, So you haven't gotten into VR yet?
I've got a MetaQuest.
Oh, you do have a MetaQuest.
Yeah. I've played a bunch of the games on there.
Yes, it's amazing, isn't it?
It's great. I think the VR and AR space is still young.
Yes.
And still growing.
Yeah.
I think that the MetaQuest was the first big item.
Mm-hmm.
Like the PC ones were nice, but they were too expensive.
Yeah,
they weren't all over the place. The MetaQuest was cheap enough and easy enough to access. Had a lower form of entry.
Mm-hmm.
That I think it's the first mainstream, and I think over the next 5 years they're going to get smaller and cheaper, and they will become a lot more accessible.
Yeah.
That being said, I do not think that it'll ever overtake normal gaming, just because having shit on your face is finicky and annoying.
Yeah. Well, let me tell you something. I'm addicted to VR now. John Shaw was the one that kept telling me, you need to get back, you need to get into VR, you need to get it. It's fucking dope. Because remember, I had the original developer kit, Oculus, and all that stuff. And I said, this is going to be dope in the future once I figure it all out. And I was looking at the Valve one and all this stuff, and the HTC one, but you got to hook it up to your computer, you got to have all these sensors, and I'm just like, I'll just wait. I'm not ready to do that right now. And I knew when the MetaQuest came out that it was standalone, and I'm like, so it's gonna be like, mobile games. It's standalone. I really want to do the PC VR stuff. Did not know. So one day I'm at work, and I see the MetaQuest 3S. I'm like, new MetaQuest is out. I'm looking into it. And I'm like, the Batman. That actually looks pretty good. It's only $300? What? Huh? Took out my credit card, bought it. Did not know that you could wirelessly hook it into your PC and play all your Steam VR games. So there's your PC graphics on a MetaQuest. I lost my mind, John. I lost my mind. So I get the MetaQuest, I get it, And I do that. I put it on my head, and I do that first demo where people are invading your space, and you got to shoot the little aliens and shit. I lost my fucking mind. And then, because you can get a wire to hook it up to your PC, you can do it that way. But I have such a badass network here, I didn't need to do that. So I hooked into my Steam library. And I said, well, what do we got out there for VR on Steam? And I got Love and Lust. The adult porn game. Just to see. I just had to see what it was like. I had to see what it was like. John, I swear to God, I get in this game and I'm like, I'm in it, because every time I put it on, even to this day, every time I put that helmet on and I'm transported into that world, I'm like, oh my God, here we go again. It was like the girl was right in front of me, dude. And I'm like, I had to turn it off. I'm like, this shit's fucking unreal. This is unreal. And the other day I was playing Contractors, Showdown, Xville. And I've been playing. I play, but now it's summer here in Boston. In Boston, unlike where you're at, Boston gets very humid in the summer. It's actually spring. Mm-hmm. And we've had cold fronts the last couple of weeks. And the other night, it was like 80 degrees, and I closed the window, and I went in my man cave to play, and I'm playing this game, and it's like 11:30 at night. I'm playing this game, and it's getting really hot in my man cave, and I got this mask on for the first time since I got this MetaQuest. I'm starting to feel a little nauseous and feel a little weird. I'm like, I got to get off this game. It's too late. It's too hot. What the fuck am I doing? Let me just run and extract out of here and get my shit, and I got to take this thing off my head. It was the first time I felt like a little woozy playing VR, because so I now know I have to keep my environment cool, and it was just weird. But dude, I am so, like, as soon as they announced the MetaQuest 4, I'm buying that day one. If the shit is $700, I'm going to take my money and I'm going to throw it at the screen. Because I had thought about... Go ahead.
I was going to ask, have you played any old games on it?
Like the MetaQuest games or the Steam games?
MetaQuest games.
I'm playing the Vader series. I got a bowling game. I'm playing, I just bought Damios or whatever, that little RPG thing with the table. I got the Alien game.
Do you remember Myst?
Yeah.
So you remember how it was like, how garbage it looked?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
There's a VR version, and holy fuck, it's so good.
Really?
Bro, check out. I don't think it's too expensive. I think like at most it's maybe $15. But
yeah.
Look up Myst on the Quest.
Mm-hmm.
It's the graphics are so good.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, so John's been cracking up because he had been telling for years, stop doing that flat screen gaming and get a VR headset. Get yourself a MetaQuest. It's like, fuck that flat screen shit, John. And I would crack up, and then I got it, and I'm like, John, fuck you. I'm like, I am so done with this VR stuff. I'm done. I'm like, I don't know how I'm gonna be able to do anything else. And I'm like, every time I put it on, it's the same feeling like when I first did it. It's just like, oh, here we are. We're in the VR world. Yeah, I'm like, all right. I did the big screen thing, the big screen movie theater thing, like you're a real theater watching. Dude, I did everything. I did racing games. I'm like the Vader games are fucking awesome. It's just amazing. And like, Real Dwight is like Half-Life Alyx. I'm still waiting to play Half-Life Alyx. That's like, I'm like, I can't. Oh my God, your wife scared the shit out of me, and that's on your screen. Like,
not my wife, it's my sister.
Your sister? I thought your sister was blonde.
Not naturally.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. Well, anyway.
Brunette, I guess.
What do we got here? He says, oh, DJ Killzone Jones is on.
Killzone Jones.
So, let me go back. Walmart canceled some, and Target. And then there's a leaked unboxing. He said back then you had to choose what game you were going to buy because games were $80 and $90. Yeah, especially on the Nintendo 64. People forgot about that. So DJ Killzone Jones is in there. Is that Dirty Bird? He says your voice got deeper. Just finished Batman Arkham Shadow. See, I didn't know the real D White. So what do you have, the 3S or the 3? So I was actually considering getting another unit and getting the 3 to see the difference. And I'm like, no, I'll just wait till the 4 comes out and I'll buy that because the 3S is fine to me. It's fine. I got the sweet spot. Everything's clear. It looks fine. Play all of your Steve Jurgen. Yeah. Oh, you got the 2. Okay. Mm-hmm. Steam Link Wireless. Hey Siri, play Family Reunion. What the fuck? Killzone John, what's up, man? We mentioned you. It's Snow. What else? There's something else I wanted to ask you because it's been so long. I think that's...
No, so you know what I thought you were gonna have me come on here and talk about?
What?
Remember that back and forth we had back when PS3 and iPad, and they're like, the iPad's as powerful as the PlayStation. And I was like, no, it'll never be as powerful.
I forgot about that.
You were gonna give me shit. I thought you were gonna give me shit about the Switch 2 being as powerful as the PS3, and I was gonna be like, that was not my argument, you motherfucker.
No, let's not get into the power. And I'm gonna let you off the hook because everybody laughed at me when I said, you remember this because I'm about to show you. You're gonna be like, yep. When I said games will come on these and CDs will go away. This is before the digital age, and Nintendo embraced this fully. But I said games are going to come on. No, they're not. No, you're fucking crazy, Torrance. I'm like, no, we're not going to need Blu-rays. The games will come on these. They'll be big enough where we can have games on these, and they'll go into all the consoles. I was hoping, and then I also said that the future console. Some will remember this in the chat. I said the future console will be a tablet that will take these. Okay, where is it? That will take these. What came out? Nintendo Switch.
Nintendo Switch.
Yep. This is why they call me the God Sham God, Dirty. This is why. This is why, because I get it right. It's just common sense, though. A lot of it's just common sense. But if you're in the tech and you're in the gaming, you see these things happening. You can see where it's going to go.
You know what's really weird? Like, I remember some things with phones. I was like, oh, this is what's going to happen.
Yeah.
This will probably happen next year.
Yep.
And then it doesn't happen for like 6 years. And
right.
Like,
and you forget about it.
Why?
Yeah.
Why did this take so long?
Right. Yeah. Well, but you get to a certain point and things start moving really fast, and then they hit a threshold, and then they slow down again. Like these fucking phones. It's like Samsung. Like there's nothing Samsung can do. You can't do anything better than the S24. Like when they came out with the specs for the S25, I was like, whatever. And then iPhone, same thing. They're really not doing much. Better cameras, maybe, but... Well,
that's because the process nodes aren't really getting much smaller anymore.
Yeah.
So, like, I think TSMC is making a 2P or a 2N.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, it's no longer going from 8 nanometers to 7 nanometers. It's been like the 3 nanometer, the 3P nanometer node, the 2, like we're not making the...
Pretty soon they're not going to be able to find the fucking chip. I dropped it. and we have a gray rug. I can't find it. So anything else you want to say, Dirty? I know.
Glad you're doing good. You look good.
Thank you.
You look healthy.
Dude, I see pictures. I see old pictures of me. My face is so fat. It's so swollen. I'm like, holy shit, I really did lose weight. It's like, I mean, I'm like, when Facebook does those, this was you 10 years ago, and this is you now. I'm like, oh my God, look at me. I'm a fucking grape. It's just, so everything's just like, and it's just like I don't have the that fat that was on the back of my skull is gone. It's just all flat now and doesn't leave wrinkles. It's a beautiful thing.
Are you like doing cardio or anything?
I walk a lot. I walk a lot. So here's some things that maybe you know. So I'm black and I live in the Northeast. Like it gets really cold up here. So
yep, those two things I did know.
Yeah.
And I did know it gets cold up there.
But did you know black people don't like the cold? We don't like the cold. So I've been waiting for it to get warm so I can start doing my walks again and doing my steps. But I do kayak fishing every weekend. So I'm out there fishing for 8 hours, and let me tell you, dude, you go out there and people think fishing is just you sit there and you cast and you leave the line in the water. No, I'm doing well over 1,000 casts every tournament and working the baits and trying to figure it out. Plus I'm in the heat, and you got to balance. Yeah, I do kayak fishing tournaments.
How exactly does that work?
So you catch a fish, you put them on.
I don't want this to come across negative.
No.
I'm actually curious.
Yeah, you put they give you you get a 26-inch measuring board, and you take the fish and you lay it across the measuring board, and you take a picture of it and you submit it to the app, and you say largemouth bass, 16 inches. And you press submit, and that's how they keep track of everybody's score. And it has a little ID card. They give you a number the night before.
This is like an online thing, or this is?
It's
so this isn't even local.
No, it is local. They have online ones where you could be in a competition with somebody in California and all over the place. But the tournaments that I'm in, they're all local Massachusetts and New Hampshire tournaments. So you meet everybody at the launch, and you all go out and you fish, and there's two apps. There's Fishing Chaos, which is what we use, and Tourney X, which is what we use for one of the other trails. And you take a picture and you submit it, and it's the best 5 fish, and that's how and you see the leaderboard, and it's really cool. And then you win money and prizes. I won a kayak 2 weeks ago.
Is there like a time restriction?
Well, the line's in at 6, line's out at 2.
6 to 2.
Yeah, 8 hours.
So this is an old person thing.
What do you mean? No, there's 6
a.m. to 2 p.m.
The reason why they do that is because after the daylight saving time, the sun rises earlier. The sun starts rising, so we want to be on the water like right after the sun rises. But and it gets warmer obviously, but before, like the March and April tournaments are 7 to 4.
Okay.
Yeah. So I won a kayak 2 weeks ago.
That's awesome.
I won a Old Town Sportsman. I'm like, are you fucking? So we had the tournament. I placed 5th, which is really good. And then they did drawings. They had drawings, and they were they gave away a free kayak. It was a tournament for an outfitter where they outfit and rig kayaks and things like that. And they said, okay, we're going to give away.
So these are kayak fishing tournaments, or this was just a fishing tournament?
These are kayak fishing tournaments, but this particular one is an outfitter that does 3 tournaments every year. And this was their first tournament, and it's in New Hampshire. And they said, okay, we're going to give away the big prize first, and the winner is Torrance Davis. And I was like, you've got to be fucking kidding me. And I'm like, what? I won a kayak? I won another kayak? So I was pretty happy about that. But some dudes make a living off this shit. Dudes, I think Christine Fisher, she's one of the best in the world. She's won several big tournaments. She's cleared well over 6 figures doing kayak fishing.
But you guys, is it one person per kayak, or?
Yeah, one person per kayak. Yep.
And then it's all just physical rowing and stuff? No,
we have fish finders, electronics. I have a trolling motor. You put trolling motors.
Oh, okay.
You used to see how let's put it this way. My rig was probably worth $15,000 with all the equipment and everything on it. But I sold some of the stuff because I didn't want to use it. I got power poles. Just my power poles alone are $1,400 for my. Anyway, that's my passion now.
Yeah, you're right. You don't want to be spending money on.
Yeah, exactly. I can buy more fishing gear, and I have. But wait, I have sponsors.
Oh, that's cool.
I'm on the Jackson Kayak Fishing team. I'm on the FX Extreme Custom Rods team. I'm on Dakota Lithium's team. Wu Tungsten. I'm on I have a bunch of sponsors, you know, so it's great. It's great.
That's awesome.
Let's see what the chat's saying, and then we'll close this out. So DJ says, "What's good, bro?" They remember the convo. Love my S24. So the real D White's just like us. He knows what's up because he's a Samsung user. He knows what's up. You know, there's always people that know what's up. And there's some guys in here with an iPhone. They're just being quiet. So
I was gonna be one of the Pixel guys.
Yeah.
I got a 6A for my work phone.
Mm-hmm. When the Pixel first came out, I was all in. When it first came out, I was like, "Oh, and you get free Google's all unlimited Google space for uploads." I was all in. But Samsung stepped up their game. They stepped up their game, and I'm like, "I'm sorry, Google. I've got to get the Samsung." It was right around that time.
Software is just really good.
Yeah, it was right around that time where the Note, where I knew I'm like the Note's gonna die. They're gonna merge it, and we're just gonna get 2 phone releases a year. So the Note died and became the Ultra, and I had gotten the S22, and I thought I got the Ultra, but I didn't because I was kind of pissed because I didn't get my stylus. I'm like, whatever, I'll wait till the next upgrade, and I waited 2 years because I'm on a 2-year cycle. Waited for the 24, bought the 24, but Google did some amazing things when they came out with their Pixel. It was cool and everything, but Samsung, man. And I got nervous when they had the battery problems and they were exploding everywhere, and I was like, oh, that's it for Samsung. But it's because, you know, they get parts from everywhere. You know, like, where do they source their batteries from?
They got really serious about their software.
Yeah.
Is what it is.
Yeah.
Because Samsung now supports their mainline phones for 7 years.
Yeah, yep.
7 years of software support is just...
Yeah.
What do you that's all you need.
Apple doesn't do that.
I think Apple technically does, but...
No, dude. They Apple's literally... They get to and it's less than 7 years. They get to a certain point, it's like, you need to upgrade now or this shit isn't going to work. Because they do so many changes when they have major point releases with their iOS that you're almost forced into that if you want to use the new features. So that's how they do it.
Well, yes, you have to get the new hardware to get the new features, but they do support hardware.
Yeah.
They do have software support.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it's not like they don't support it. But
yeah, for the new features, you definitely have to get the new phones.
Not buying another phone for a while didn't help with that maroon jumpsuit. Motherfuckers are still talking about that. I cannot believe it. I can't believe that. I can't believe people remember that suit. That suit was dope. I think they made a documentary about people cheating on those fishing competitions. Supposedly there's a big money. Yeah, the guys who put the weights in the walleye. And that was big. Yeah. Those weren't kayaks. Those are big bass boats. Those guys, they'll never fish again. They had to pay a bunch of fees. They got their boat. I think they got their boats because they had sponsored boats. They got them taken away. Those guys are done. We had a guy cheat on the trail a couple months ago. Cheated on one of our trails, and we knew he was cheating, but there was no proof. And I talked to him, and I got him to fess up. And he'll never fish again, unless he moves to another state.
See, you would think that getting away from video games would help you get away from cheaters.
Nope.
I just don't understand it. Like, you throw some iron weights in a fish and that makes you feel better?
Yeah.
Why would you do that?
For the money.
Why are...
Well, the guy that cheated on our trail didn't abuse the fish. He took fish that he caught, pictures that he had from months or weeks before, and tried to pass them off as he caught them during the tournament. There's a lot of details. I'm not going to go into it now, but everybody kind of knew. But I talked to him. I'm like, if you didn't cheat, then just show the pictures, and if you did cheat, well, you should fess up. And he fessed up and showed me all the goods. And I'm like, I should have been a hostage negotiator or something. I should have been a psychologist because people go, "How did you get him to confess?" I'm like, "That's what I do." Yeah, that's it. That's it. So, Dirty, thank you for coming on. I really appreciate it.
Yeah,
I'm really happy I was able to get you on here. I was supposed to get hip hop. I think it was last week or 2 weeks ago. But hip hop's just been doing everything lately. He's doing so much now. He's got a kid's book. He's been doing stuff for school. He's been interviewing all kinds of big stars. And
I'm glad that he's successful.
Yeah.
I didn't want that to sound weird. I was trying to think of the word.
Yeah. No, he's super successful now. He's super big. I mean, that's his brand. Other than the cheating, the cheat codes. His content was never for me. But I'm glad that he's successful. I love whenever he's probably cracks it up that he's still the same dude that he was a decade ago. Yes, he's still.
But didn't you play uneasy? It don't matter.
Yeah, he still gets super excited over shit like. He was talking about one game the other day. I was like, man, show some fucking gameplay because he was like, this is the best game at PAX, period. It's the best game. I'm like, show some fucking gameplay. Like, what are you talking about, man? He's a trip. He's a trip. He hasn't changed. But it's funny how everybody's aging now. Everybody's getting older. I'm 55 now. 50 fucking 5. And hip hop's in his 40s. It's like what the fuck? We're all getting old. You got gray in your beard now,
Bro, I've had the gray since I was 30.
How long ago was that?
13.
Yeah, we weren't really we didn't do anything 13 years. When's the last time we did a show together? And you were shaved. You were clean shaved. Last time we were together.
Last time we did a show together, or last time we were together.
Yeah.
Was
Vegas, right?
E3.
Was it E3? It wasn't Vegas? No. Oh, you're right. It was E3 because that was LA and your mom was there and your mom hated greatness, didn't show up because he lied about everything, and then we gave your mom the badge. Yeah.
I don't think it was Hated Greatness. It was the other.
Nope,
guy.
It was Hated Greatness. It was. Okay. It was. I'll never forget it because it fucking irritated me.
I did not hear about this.
Yeah. I was fucking pissed that day, but that's why I said, you know what? I'm like, because the proposition was like, why am I gonna have Dirty Bird's mom with the fucking shut the fuck up and play badge? And I thought about it. I'm like, this might work. and she got press releases and she did her thing, and I was like, okay, that worked. Yeah. That's crazy. But yeah, dude, it's good to see you. It's good to see that you're still, you're still looking good. You haven't really changed much over all these years. Still doing the crazy hairstyle.
Stay young at heart.
Yeah, you gotta stay young at heart. Did you remarry again? Did you get remarried? I can't remember. Okay, yeah.
No.
All right, that's good.
I like my freedom.
Yeah, dude. Word. I remember. I'm gonna say it. I don't care. I remember you when you were married. Whenever you referred to your wife, you'd say, "My beautiful wife," and I'm like, and I used to think, does she have a curse on him or something? Why can't he just say my wife? Why does he have to say my? Of course she's beautiful. She's your wife. You used to crack me up with that. But yeah, dude, I got burned years ago by I didn't marry her, but I proposed to her and found out she was cheating. And when when I found out, I said, when I get home from work, I don't want you here. So I left. I didn't see her again after that. I said, get out of the house.
Crazy.
Yeah, it was. I said, give me the ring. She gave me the ring, and I said, I'm going to work. And I said, I want you gone before I get back home from work. And that was it.
I found it more productive to find good friends to keep around me.
Yes.
Like if love comes.
Yep.
I'm not looking for it.
Yeah.
I would much rather be happy and live a happy life.
Yes.
With good people.
Dude, so after that, that's where I did some dating, but I was like, man, I went through the 12 stages, the anger, the fucking sadness, all that fucking shit. And I was just doing my own thing. And then I met a really wonderful woman. You know, she's really smart. She's in the trading. She trades Forex, and we're going on what, 6 years now,
Nice.
and we've never had an argument. Never debate. We just, everything just works. You know, so I'm just like, cool. She has 3 grown kids. My son's 29 or going on 29. And we travel together and we do stuff. And I told her, I said, it's fishing season, so don't make any plans to travel till fall. You know, but it's been really, really great to find that person that you just get along with, and she doesn't give a fuck what you do. You know, you do what you want. It doesn't get sad when you're happy, you know?
Yeah.
So it's been great, man. It's been great. So, but yeah, it's good seeing. Thank you so much for coming on.
Of course.
This is great. I'll probably have you on again soon. If you want some laughs. Yeah, go ahead.
If you want to get some golf it or something in sometime, let me know.
Did you say golfing?
Yeah, golf it.
What the fuck is that?
It's a Steam game.
Golf it?
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna look that up.
Look it up.
All right, golf it. I'm gonna look that up.
You can get a game night going.
Okay. Oh, that would be funny. What was I gonna say?
Yeah.
You need to go back. You need to watch the show with Shaz. You need to watch that show. It's fucking.
Yes.
It is fucking hilarious. Because do you know Shaz did not know that Microsoft bought Activision and Bethesda. It was fucking. People are still telling me about that Shaz episode because it was so fucking funny. And somebody in the chat remembered that he threw ramen at his wife and went to jail. So the whole yes. Yeah, on one of the shows he talked about how he threw ramen on his wife and went to jail. So I brought that up. And I kind of used this like, oh, you've been in jail so long, you didn't know that Microsoft bought Bethesda and Activision. The whole show, and he went into detail about the whole ramen thing. Dude, I was in tears. You have to watch it. It's fucking hilarious.
God. Shaz and Jagon.
Yeah.
Those two.
I wish I could get.
Those two are characters.
I wish I could get Jagon on. Jagon refuses to do any more appearances or any. Like, I'm like, what happened? Like, what the fuck happened? Did you get a wife? Like, I so want to talk to him. I just want him on here. It would be fucking hilarious to talk to him and see what kind of supercomputer he has now. Because you know he's got one.
Yeah.
Congrats on the relay. Thank you.
Isn't he in like Saudi Arabia?
Yeah. Yep. I would think.
So,
now he
scored World Cups there.
He had oil, you know. So I would think that at this point, after all these years, he's probably married. But I still have him on my Steam friends list. He's still there. So.
You know what? I'd be willing to bet that he's on my PSN.
Yeah, probably. I thought that was Fat Anorexic. Yeah, Fat Anorexic was definitely. He was the one that lied. Yeah.
That's the one I was gonna say.
Yeah, me and Dirty spent a weekend in a hotel with him, and then he ended up having to leave. What was the reason? Some far out reason he had to leave. I don't know why. I attracted so many people that were just sketchy, you know. It's just like the torrents today would not let a lot of the shit that slide back then. I would not let that slide today. I just don't have the patience for it anymore. I was really nice back then. Some of that shit that we dealt with would not, like, even fucking who was the kid? I gotta remember this. Who was the 16-year-old?
Ghost?
Who?
Ghost?
No, he was on the staff, and he pissed off one of the fans because he doxed him. So I banned his privileges for modding.
Holy shit.
But he was a kid, so I was just trying to steer him in the right direction. What the fuck is his name? He reached out to me now that he's an adult. A few years ago, maybe like 5 or 6 years ago, he reached out. Spenny T. Spenny reached
I
out
think
to
he
me.
was. I think he was either before my time or after. I think he was before my time.
He was before your time. He reached out to me and said, because he's older now. He's like, yeah, I just wanted to say that you were right. He said you were right. He said that was some fucked up shit I did with the doxing and everything, and thanks for not kicking me off the site. I realize now that I'm older how fucking stupid it was. I'm like, yeah, that's how it works out. That's how it went. I'm like, that's why I kept you around. I needed you to learn a lesson. I didn't just want to,
How's Zach?
Zach, he's good. His daughter's all grown up now. He's playing Helldiver. He plays Helldivers every morning because he works the late shift. So when I'm in the morning and I'm on, I see him pop up in Steam playing Helldivers. I need to get on and play with him. But yeah,
He liked those third-person games.
yes, yep. And Helldivers is pretty dope. Don't get me wrong. I got in touch with Oog. Me and Oog played Call of Duty together. He's still doing good.
Nice.
Who else? Me and Tony are still tight. I'm back, y'all.
You and Tony, you and John.
Me and John talk a lot during the week now. We're constantly going back and forth and text messages and stuff. I told John, I'm like, John, you need to come to CES with me next year and be my cameraman. I'm like, just do it. Just fucking, if you want to drive, just drive. But we got to get the gang back together. Because John,
it's only like an 8-hour drive. No.
He's Kansas City. It's like 16, but he'd come out with his wife, and we'd get a place to stay, and it would just be fine. I miss those days. Those days are never gonna happen again, but I do miss them. I do miss all the crazy shit that happened. Life's just so different. It's just like I'm so focused now. Like we're like real adults with real adult shit going on now. I'm just doing my photography and shit. I started a new job next week, an actual career. So I'm happy about that. So I went up a tax bracket and all this other cool shit that's going to happen. And it's just like, man, and I love technology. Everything DJI releases, I buy. I love that company. I love fucking DJI.
Their hardware is bar none.
Yeah.
Unparalleled. I've got the DJI Osmo Mobile.
Yep.
I used to use the DJIs that actually did the phones, but the S21 Ultra was just a little too
big. Too big, yeah. Yeah, I got the Osmo Pocket 3, dude. It's the most incredible little handheld camera ever made. I got their microphones. I got 2 of their drones. I got their fucking gimbals. It's just fucking. They are fucking amazing. I'm like, don't you dare ban their drones. I'll get a fucking PO box in Canada if you do that shit.
Yeah.
Weapon X was another common one. Yes, Weapon X still shows up on Throwdown podcast. Esco we're still friends on Facebook. Bought a DJI drone 4. Oh, you got the 4? The new 4? The real D-Way? That I now, if I had money burning in my pocket, because I have 2 drones, I'm still trying to finish my drone certification education. It's so long. It's so long. If I had money burning in my pocket, I would have bought the new DJI drone simply because its fucking tracking and collision detection is the best on the planet. When they did that video and it was tracking the dude and he went in front of a bush and it was still able to move around and track it on its own like it was its own cameraman. Oh my God, it's so... I'm like, oh my God. And the new fucking remote with the giant screen and the little buttons so you don't have to unscrew the analog sticks anymore. And I'm like, I got 2 fucking drones. It's now spring and I haven't taken my drones out. I got a Neo and I got a Mini Pro 3 and I haven't taken them out yet this season. And I'm ready to buy that new fucking drone because it's so fucking dope. And I'm just like, oh, I love tech. I still love tech, Dirty Bird.
DJI is the Dyson of drones.
Yeah. They are. They're everything they do. Everything they fucking do is just dope.
I made the joke earlier that you're the old guy that says they don't make things like they used to.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that it's not so much that they don't make things like they used to. It's just they don't make things that are easily accessible
Right.
like they used to.
Right.
Like, there's good shit.
Hmm.
Like, if you want good hardware, you get into the right niches.
I got the Hohem
Mhm.
gimbal. So I met them at CES and went to their party, and they gave out their Hohem M7. It's fucking dope. It is fucking for phones. It's a gimbal for phones, and this barely fits in it, but it's the tracking in it fucking amazing, and it has a little remote. The magnetic, you take it off and you hold it in your hands, and you can see yourself and AI tracking. This stuff, dude.
Yep.
China, they have completely stepped up their game. They're destroying everybody. Have you seen their electric cars that are like under $20,000 that are better than anything?
BYD.
Yeah, dude. They are fucking like shit. Give me one of those.
Well, batteries are about to take a pretty big leap. The carbon batteries are starting to come out.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's carbon silicon,
Mm-hmm.
new batteries that are starting to come out.
Yeah.
And I believe they found a new lithium thing deposit in America. So there's a lot of stuff happening with batteries right now.
Yeah, they definitely need to change
Legitimately,
it.
the next 10 years
Yeah.
gonna be crazy.
Yep, that's what I use on my kayak. I use lithium batteries. So it's dope.
And you want to hear something crazy?
Mm-hmm.
Ignore Trump's tariffs and all that bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the manufacturing has been leaving China
Yeah.
and going to like Vietnam and those countries.
Korea, Vietnam. Yeah.
Mhm. But the reason is not because China's bad.
Mm-hmm.
The reason is because that's where the labor is cheaper.
Right.
Because China's economy has grown so much, their labor's become more expensive.
Right.
So China themselves are starting to price themselves out
Yeah.
of the manufacturing market.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Crazy.
Well, look at Nintendo. Was it Nintendo that said Samsung was making their screens? Was it?
Yep.
Or it was manufacturing that? Yeah. That's what they do. You know. That's how they're able.
India's taking a lot of
Yep.
Apple's manufacturing.
Yeah. Yep. It's crazy, but I mean, dude, it's like it's a good time to be alive. Let me tell you, it's a good time to be alive and see all this stuff
True
happening.
story.
Yeah. So, all right, dude, I'm gonna go to bed. It's that time. Thank everybody for coming. Ran the drone max speed toward a tree. It slowed and went around it. Night, dude. Where's your YouTube channel? Welcome to the Real D White YouTube channel, motherfuckers. Today we got the new DJI drone. Let's run it into a tree. Oh shit. Okay.
It'll be almost as funny as the time I opened that box.
Oh Jesus, dude. The memories.
You almost pissed your pants.
The memories, dude. The memories. All right, dude. Thanks for coming. I will be in
GGs.
touch. Peace out. All right, guys. Have a good night. Daniel, you missed it.